Be it the clothing you adore or the mouth-watering food you love, we can usually find the things we want in many places. So what draws consumers back to the same establishment? Well, perhaps it's the service. I'm Nelson Davis, executive producer of Making It. Today we sit down with two entrepreneurs whose businesses are built on service. One in media production, the other in the limousine business. They're two quite different industries with one commandment: know thy client. Both of these business owners have capitalized on learning about their clients so they can provide custom-made customer service. Making It, featuring inspiring personal stories of struggle, triumph, and success from America's small business communities.
Hello and welcome to Making It. I'm Lynette Romero.
And I'm Emmett Miller. We often watch television shows or movies without giving the slightest thought to what goes on behind the scenes. We see the glitz and the glamour, but Nilza Serrano sees the grind before the glory. She owns The Media Shop. It's a post-production company that puts the final touches on popular media programs. Nilza's in a market saturated with competition, so to stand out amongst the cameras, she's created what she calls a media boutique.
It's an intimate environment where clients get the individual attention that big companies may not supply. But the challenges to surviving in an ever-changing industry never end. Technology isn't cheap to upkeep. And in the media business, state-of-the-art equipment is an imperative. Our correspondent Ziomar Galindo takes us behind the scenes.
7 years ago, Nilza Serrano was a single mother who left her steady job for a shot at the entertainment business. Today, she finds herself as an entrepreneur and in the unique position as the owner of The Media Shop, a post-production facility. She continually strives to keep her business growing. What service does The Media Shop provide to the entertainment industry?
We are a post-production facility. We're a full-service facility, including broadcast. We have an audio room that is Dolby certified. We could do 5-point surround sound. We have high-definition Pro Tools. We have standard def. We have the ability to score, the edit, and provide any ADR. We could provide sound effects. We could do pretty much everything. We could score a movie from A to Z. In the facility also at the Media Shop, we have space available for production companies. We have like Black and White Entertainment is here doing a pilot. We have Comedy Central doing a pilot. They rent us, and hopefully when they get picked up, they come back here and use us as a facility. And that's kind of the mentality we have. And then we also have a lot of tenants here that provide different services than we do, and we all complement each other. We're kind of like a family. We have right now a 25 by 25 stage that we do a lot of satellite media tours or live television from, but we are also building a 3,500 square feet with 35 feet ceilings. It has a great hoist that can do up to 5 tons, and that we could do special effects with, and that's coming pretty soon. We've ordered all the material. Unfortunately, because it's such a big room, it takes a little longer to build it than it should, but it's great. It's going to be fantastic. We're going to be able to provide a lot of services to a lot of people in the industry.
How do you market your business?
A lot of it is word of mouth, is over-delivering. I over-deliver always whenever I get a client in through the door because I need to, because we are a startup business, we are a small business. So over-delivering gives me word of mouth and people are happy.
So you don't have to go out there and pound the pavement?
I do. I get out there and pound the pavement, and sometimes it's hard to get in because in this business, unfortunately, it's about relationships.
How did you finance initially the startup of this business?
When the Media Shop started, I had a savings, and that's how initially it started. I took my savings, everything that I had, and put it into the business, loca, as you may say. But I did it, and here we are 6 years later, and we're still surviving.
You took everything you had.
Everything.
What went through your mind at them? Was there ever a moment when you stepped back and thought, okay, I got to rethink this? I mean, you needed something to fall back on.
I always had the philosophy of you have enough in the bank to cover your mortgage for the life of your mortgage. So as a single mother, you don't know where you're going to fall from month to month or year to year or where you're going to be. So everything that I owed in my mortgage, I had the equal amount on a savings account. So I took that and put it into the business.
Tell me who some of your clients are, Nilza.
Farmers has been a great supporter of minority business, especially mine. DS Simon is another one that has brought me a lot of satellite media business, and they're based out of New York, and they send me all their local business here. L2 Digital has done work here with us as well, and you know, just various production companies, but those are the ones that are really keeping us afloat, including the show that we broadcast, Jimmy Showcase, on DirecTV and Dish Network.
Nilza, what is your attitude about boundaries in your business?
Wow, you know, I'm a person that has no boundaries. I could do everything. I've never been one that says, well, you know, I can't do that. I know that a lot of people in the industry say, well, I'm only a director, or I'm only this. And actually, I've directed, I've done some editing because it's survival. You know, you just have to do what you have to do. So I have no boundaries, and none of the other employees have boundaries either.
What do you see for the future of the media shop for you in the next 5 years?
Well, I would hope that we're running 24 hours a day, because I think we have the capability to do that. We can do 2 shifts or 3 shifts. I would like to have our stage running around the clock, because we do offer a wonderful service. There's very few insert stages that have the capability to broadcast live. We have green screen technology, blue screen technology, we have a hollow set. I mean, we have everything, high definition. We have everything here that can, think of Paramount Studios, but at boutique style. We could provide an intimate setting, but provide the services that Paramount or one of the big studios can do.
Nilza has learned many business lessons in her experience. If there is one point that she wants to drive home, though, it's that having a savings account is pertinent to success.
And while saving money grows your bank account, networking grows your social capital. In our Secrets of Success, Jewel Diamond Taylor tells us how networking can help expand your customer base.
One very true success principle for building your business is networking. And your net is not working if you're not out there casting your net. Think about fishing. Think about how a fisherman goes to the ocean to look for their fish. They don't go to the valley or to the desert. They go where the fish are. So I want to ask you, are you networking? Are you out there asking for the business? I was recently at a store and someone was out farming and sharing their business, passing out flyers, networking. And the people in the store said, we didn't know that you were right across the street. So their networking, talking face to face, getting out, talking to people was a way of increasing business. Because one thing I know for sure is most people like to do business with people they either know or they've already met or someone has referred them. So build your business, increase your revenue through relationships and networking. Get out and talk to people. Get out and ask for the business.
Jewel Diamond Taylor is a motivational speaker. If you want to hear more of her encouraging business strategies, log on to her website at donotgiveup.net. And you can watch more Secrets of Success on our website at makingittv.com.
Okay, speaking of not giving up, Antoine Royster hit a bump in the road, but he kept on driving. Find out what he used as gas to get him going. That's coming up.
Where small business is the big idea, Making It is being brought to you by Honda, the power of dreams. By Southern California Edison, for over 100 years, life powered by Edison. And by Bank of America, higher standards.
George Lucas, wonderful. Welcome back to Making It. Today we're talking about taking customer service to the next level.
Now, when we travel, one of the last things we want to do is learn to drive around a new city. It's especially true for business travelers who want to keep their minds on meetings and potentially lucrative negotiations. Now, that's why Antoine Royster's company is Behind the Wheel. Antoine discovered an opportunity in the limousine industry, and he founded Dream One Transportation.
Dream One specifically targets the business professional, and it tailors its service to their needs. While 75% of Antoine's clients come from referrals, he's faced several obstacles achieving that number. By trial and error, he learned that making the right connection is crucial. In this story, you're going to see how tough breaks may have slowed Antoine down, but they didn't stop him.
I saw the numbers of people that were coming to Los Angeles, both business travelers and leisure travelers, and from that information, I decided that it was going to be a lucrative market. Based on the numbers that there are not enough cars in the luxury transportation business to support the business travelers that were coming to Los Angeles, plus the leisure travelers as well.
Motivated by a life change, Antoine was inspired by a friend. From that encounter, a dream and a business was born. Antoine Royster formed the transportation service Dream One.
In 2000, I got laid off from a .com company and traveled to New Orleans, where I met up with a mutual friend that was in the limousine business down in New Orleans. And at that time, I thought the limousine industry was very intriguing and the business was always growing at that point in time.
Antoine's educational background is in business and finance, so utilizing his educational training and his intuition, he set out to finance his venture through his personal savings and a small SBA loan.
Our initial startup costs were both the limousine, which at the time we had a sedan, so that was $50,000 plus paying for a driver and insurance. So our total out-of-pocket cost was about $75,000 to $80,000.
The basics were in place and he had a car and a driver, but now Antoine had to focus on building his business and locating potential clients.
We develop our business relationships based on the referrals that we get. So we do research on the clients that we're pursuing, and we see if there's core values that we can incorporate in our business and plus align with their growth and their profitability. So we want to go step for step with those clients. As they grow, we tend to grow. My first client was a Nestle client, and I was working at Nestle at the time. They are still currently a client.
Dream One is a service-based business. Customer service is his marketing plan.
Dream One Transportation, we market our business through our referrals from our current clients. People respect your business. They know that if you did something good for a client, that they can rely on you as well.
The limousine transportation service might seem glamorous and pretty straightforward, but Antoine found out early on it wasn't as easy as it seems.
The presentation went well. I felt good about the presentation. The management liked it. We still didn't get any business, and I was wondering what was going on. Well, one of the bellhops gave me the information that you kind of bypassed the step here. You forgot about us. We're the front line. We make the calls. So with that in mind, I made a business relationship with the front line.
Antoine made some changes in order to manage and expand his business.
We've been in our office since October of 2004, and since that time, we've grown 25 to 30%. Our clientele, I believe they have more faith in a business that it's a business address, it's at a business location, and it brings credibility to you as a business owner as well.
The transportation business has been good to Antoine, but it hasn't always been easy.
The worst lesson that happened to Dream One Transportation is when we first got started, we had a limousine that was in an accident. My first limousine that I bought, and the car was totaled. And this was during our prime season of proms, and we lost 2 months worth of revenue. And from that, I learned that you needed a network. Through that network, our business was able to rebound and actually grow.
His trials and tribulations have taught him some key lessons about his business.
To succeed, you definitely need perseverance. You got to have passion, and you have to be loyal to your clientele.
Now that he has all the right tools in place, Dream One is ready to drive on to the next level.
We started with town cars to cater to business clientele. We've expanded from that one single base of vehicles to include limousines, SUVs, vans, and also mini coaches. It makes you more robust because you can offer your clientele all of those different types of vehicles for all of their needs as well. What gives me pride is that every ride is very critical to me. And every time we do a successful trip, I'm elated.
Antoine says if he had the chance to start his business all over again, he'd lease his fleet of limousines instead of buying them.
Now, did you know your voice might be more powerful than you think? Public speaking coach Norma Thompson-Hollis joins us with ways to make your words work for you. And watch your screen for a resource on ways to excel in customer service.
As you just saw, our first entrepreneur, Nilza Serrano, had an interesting story about staying in competition in a crowded market. To find out more about her company, The Media Shop, log on to her website, mediashop.tv. And Antoine Royster gave us insight about the valuable role that research played in establishing Dream One Transportation. Antoine can be reached at 310-670-5466. Now let's turn things over to Lynette, who's in the studio with a very special guest.
Thanks, Emmett. It's no secret that maximizing conversations with clients can lead to more business ventures, but some professionals struggle with what to say or how to say it. Norma Thompson-Hollis has made a career of helping professionals find their voice. She's the president and CEO of Speakers, Etc. and Black Speakers Online, and her company has mentored the careers of prominent speakers. Norma joins us now with ways to cultivate opportunities through conversation. Norma, welcome to Making It. We appreciate you being here.
Thank you. It's wonderful.
First of all, let's talk about Speakers, Etc. What is that?
Speakers, Etc. is a speakers bureau and training company. We're not the normal bureau. Most bureaus just work to help people become booked as speakers, but we go one step further than that. We help people develop themselves. I find people who have the first immediate desire to think about being a professional speaker, and I help turn them into professional speakers. That's what we do at Speakers, Etc.
Now, you don't always think about it being a professional thing. Obviously, we speak every day, we communicate every day with so many people. How do you begin that transformation to making it a professional speaking?
Well, it first begins with finding what you're going to speak about. I encourage people to find their passion, their expertise, or their experiences, and find something within there that kind of drives them and wants them to, they want to share. And that's the starting point. Once you do that, what's your purpose? Why is it you want to share? What message do you want? You want to entertain? Do you want to teach? Do you want to educate? What do you want to do? You want to persuade? And once you get those get clarity on those areas, then it's smooth sailing to help you develop your career.
So to find your voice, you have to also find your direction, where you're going to take that.
Exactly. Purpose is always important in that, and it's about finding your authenticity, finding what you're really all about, and expressing that and expanding on it.
Okay, so presenting, communicating, persuading, that's all part of normal conversation. What are your tips, though, for a business owner who's going to have to confront an employee? That's very delicate. You have to do that a whole different way.
Well, to start with, put yourself in the other person's place. You know, think about how they're going to be received. Another thing is to come out of your head. Don't be fearful about it, because sometimes we approach it with fear as opposed to getting to the heart of it. I think if you're direct and you address what the issues are and take the emotion out, take the consequences out, just deal with the issues and be direct, sometimes you get your point across a lot easier.
Take the emotion out. That's not easy, is it?
It's not. It is very difficult to do that, and that's just coming out of your head and being more specific. Yes.
Now, talking about that, when you take the emotion out, also to pull yourself out of the situation, why is it so important to really try to see yourself the way other people see you?
Well, as a speaker, you're speaking to an audience. And with an audience, you want to build rapport. And you can't really build rapport unless you know kind of who you're talking to and how they see you. So it's important to put yourself in someone else's place and try to see how they're seeing you. And that way it makes it easier for you.
Okay, we're talking about normal conversation all the time. How do you know when you need to turn a normal conversation into a networking opportunity, and how do you do it?
Well, you always want to turn an opportunity to network. That's just part of life, especially if you're in business. And one thing to keep in mind when you're doing networking is to think about what benefits the person is going to receive. Like, I could come to you and I say, well, what I do is teach people to speak. but I could come to you and I could also say, I could help you become more effective in your networking. And so I'm giving you the benefit of what a conversation and what a relationship with me would be.
So how can you, what do you want to do for me? I'm ready.
You're really doing pretty good.
Let's talk about living with passion. You do it. I know you do it. That's
You
really
can tell
important,
I'm
isn't it? You're passionate.
Yes, I'm a passionate person. I think we all have a passion. I think one of the important things about life is that when you find your passion and then live your passion, you're being authentic to who you truly are. And it's just easier to live, I think, because you're flowing more with the natural rhythm of who you are, as opposed to trying to fit into something that's not appropriate for you.
Right. A lot of people kind of turn it on and turn it off. And when it's really true, it's really there, it's kind of always on. You can't turn it off, right?
Right, exactly.
You
And
really
some
can't.
people look at passion as emotion. It's seen in many, many different ways. You know, when I get passionate, I talk fast and
Right.
stutter and move fast. You know, we all do it in different ways. But the important thing is finding what is that drive? What is that thing that you would do that you wouldn't even have to get paid for? But where is that thing that just makes you want to stay up at night for?
Right.
That's your passion. That's something you want to hold on to and develop, because it has meaning for you, whether it's career meaning, whether it's relationship meaning. It has meaning in your life, and you should hold on to it and do something with it.
Let's talk about the Power of Voice Speaking Summit.
The power of voice speaking something. In the 10 years that I've worked with speakers, what I've learned is that when people want to become speakers, they stab at it from any direction whatsoever. And when you can be focused on your direction, you can be more successful. So at the Power of Voice Speaking Summit, which is an annual event that we do in Los Angeles, I help people understand the process of becoming a professional speaker and then help them move on that path.
All right, I just have to mention this. I love this. I love the yellow. It's your signature, right?
Yellow and black. I'm a sunshine girl. You'll see me in yellow and black almost every time you see me, or
So
at least some kind of yellow.
Your closet is all yellow. That's great.
Almost. I'm working on it.
That's fantastic. Thank you so much. Great tips. It was really nice to meet you.
Thank
and
you.
get your pen and paper ready. We'll tell you how to contact Norma when we come back, so stay with us.
Celebrating the spirit of enterprise in the small business community, Making It is being brought to you by Comerica Bank. We listen, we understand, we make it work. Southern California Gas Company, glad to be of service. And the Boeing Company.
Well, if you enjoyed Norma Thompson Hollis's comments and you want to send her some of your own or ask her some questions, send her an email. Her address is norma@speakersetc.com.
And the Making It website offers a wealth of resources to entrepreneurs. You can post a picture of yourself and your business or order a copy of today's show. These benefits and more at www.makingittv.com.
And that wraps it up for this edition of Making It. I'm Emmett Miller.
And I'm Lynette Romero. Join us next time. And here's a final thought for you.
Well, the advice that I would give is to be prepared for hard work. Be prepared to know that something's got to give. Whether it's your family, whether it's your home, whether it's your husband, your special someone, something's going to give, because you're going to have to dedicate yourself to the business and to make it work.
Celebrating the entrepreneurial spirit, Making It is being brought to you by